Hello friends, Mandar here. I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to give you a summary of what is included in the new immigration reform bill that the Biden administration has sent to the Congress. There is a lot of information out there in the news, so I thought I would give you a concise summary of 25 points what is included in this bill that is passed on to the Congress. It mostly reverses Trump's policies and adds a lot of things that you would be surprised about. Now note that some of these things have already been done on day one through executive order, but most of the other things are going to go through the Congress. So it will need congressional approval and not just a presidential executive order. So very few things that I mentioned in these 25 points are actually done. So they are not a law at this point of time, but if approved, it will become a law. So all in all, it is everyone is welcome to America as per the Biden administration. So if you are interested in this topic, watch this video until the end and let's get started. If you are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Mandar and I make immigration related videos for US and Canada. I'm not an immigration lawyer, so anything that I say on this video or on my channel is for information purpose only. And for your specific immigration needs, you should hire a competent immigration lawyer. Now, as you know, although Democrats lost some seats in the House, they are still in the majority. And in the Senate, they are exactly at 50-50 with Republicans. Now the tiebreaker vote comes from Vice President, which is Kamala Harris. So it is likely that some of these bills may turn into a law, but I'm not saying that it is not going to receive any pushback from Republicans. These bills are very hard to pass. There are very strong opinions in the senators and congressmen on either side. So it is going to be a tough battle for Biden administration to make any of these reform bills into a law. Some of the Republican senators have said that this is a non-starter, and some of the other ones are willing to go across the aisle and negotiate to make sure that this bill becomes a law. And there is another thing that Democrats are trying to put in place is to remove the filibuster rule. What is the filibuster rule? The filibuster rule makes sure that there is extra majority than just 51 votes in the Senate. So it requires actually 60 votes to pass any bill into a law. By Democrats trying to remove this filibuster rule, which would mean that instead of 60 votes, any bill would only require 51 votes, which is easy because they already have 50 Democrats and Vice President will be the 51th. So if they are successfully able to remove this filibuster rule, then a lot of bills proposed by Democrats will become into a law. So it's to be seen. Now here's the summary of 25 points that I have gathered together for your benefit. First, amnesty for all. Now this would open a pathway to citizenship to 11 million undocumented immigrants in this country. So this is incredible because the previous administration was trying to deport a lot of these. Now with this new immigration reform bill, the Biden administration is poised to give amnesty to most of the undocumented immigrants in this country, which are about 11 million. Now here is the number 2, and which is very interesting. This bill will allow certain immigrants who were deported under the Trump administration to come back into the country to reunite with their family. So this is incredible. People who have already been deported, who are already outside of this country, they will be brought back in to reunite with their family. The third one is the proposed bill will allow to increase the number of work visas available. Now they could be anywhere in H1, L1, E3, TN, H4 EAD and so on. So it's not clear where these numbers are going to be increased, but that's what the provision is. The fourth one is reduce time for the family of the primary green card applicant to wait outside the country. So they can come into the country and wait in the United States while their green card is being processed. The fifth one is they are going to tackle this immigration crisis at the southern border by addressing the root cause to the flow of these migrants that are coming into the United States from the southern border. So the administration is planning to fund these countries so that these immigrants have a better life in their own country and stop coming to United States. Now this number 6 is the Citizenship Act will create a pathway to undocumented immigrants. So anyone who is undocumented will have a certain pathway to citizenship if they follow certain rules. Number 7 is it allows the undocumented immigrants to apply for a legal status, and then they can apply for a green card, and then after 5 years of meeting certain obligations they can even apply for citizenship. Now the number 8 is the dreamers, who are the TPS, temporary protection status, and the DACA recipients. They will be able to apply for green card, and then after 3 years of meeting certain conditions and giving the civic status, they will be able to apply for citizenship. This will be for applicants going forward from January 1st of 2021. Now the next one is the Secretary of DHS will waive the presence requirement for somebody who was deported after January of 20th of 2017. This is exactly the date Trump became the president. So some of these look like Biden administration is taking a straight shot at Trump policies. And I get a sense that it is more to come back at Trump than to do with anything else. Now those who were deported since January of 2017, but if they were present within the United States in any time in the last 3 years prior to that date, they would still be able to come back and reunite with their family on an humanitarian ground. Now the next one is also interesting. They are recognizing that America is the land of immigrants. So they are taking out the word aliens out of all the immigration language and replacing them with non-citizens. Now bill will reform family-based migration by clearing the backlog, reusing the unused visas, reducing the processing time, and also possibly eliminating the per country cap. Now the next one is a little bit of controversial. It will remove the 3-year and 10-year entry bar for people who have overstayed or who are out of status during their stay in the United States. Now this one in particular doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Why would they want to incentivize people who had overstayed their visa and who have broken the law with no punity? But that's what it looks like. So illegals are welcome, visa overstayers are welcome, being out of status is okay. So there is no punity, it's all okay. That's what seems like is the bottom line of Biden immigration agenda. So it's basically welcome to the new and open America. Now here is another good thing. The bill supports families by more explicitly including permanent partnerships and eliminating discrimination against LGBTQ families, which is a good thing. Now the next one is the bill allows the family members who are waiting outside while their immigrant petition is being processed to come temporarily into United States and wait until their green card is approved. So which is also a good thing. Now this immigration bill also includes No Ban Act. Now remember, President Trump had banned individuals of certain countries to enter into United States for certain duration of time, quoting national security, whatever other reasons that were stated. This bill will include an act that will prevent future presidents from enacting any such law to ban individuals from certain countries. The next one is the diversity visa numbers will be increased from the current 55,000 to 80,000. Now so far I talked about family based and non-employment based categories, all the immigration changes related to them. Now let's talk about some of the things that impact employment based green cards. Now it also says it will allow for clearing the backlog, reusing the unused numbers, and removing the per country caps on employment based immigration, which has been the S386 and HR 1044 bills that were in the focus in November and December. Now it seems like those two bills, or the concept of those two bills, is going to be included in this immigration reform bill by Biden administration. Now we'll see how this plays out this time. So specifically I would be looking at the elimination of per country cap, which was a big issue last year. Now since they have slid this under this whole immigration bill, let's see how that plays out. Now it also mentions something about giving work authorization to low wage employees. Now I'm thinking this has to do with H1B. It is not very clear what visa they are talking about in this particular one. It clearly tells that even if your wage is lower, you'll be eligible for certain type of work visas. Now it also says that it will remove certain hurdles from employment based green card process. Now one hint that I can read from this is they may remove the interview requirement for employment based green card. In the past, prior to 2017, there were no interviews for employment based green cards. Trump administration instated the mandatory interview requirement for the employment based green card. Now this proposal says that they will reverse that policy, so there won't be any interviews for employment based green cards. Now mind you, somebody asked me about if they are still going to keep the biometrics. The biometrics is an essential part of the background check process, so I don't see that going away. So that is an essential part. You need to make sure that somebody who is coming in and becoming a green card holder is actually clear of background check. So that is important in my opinion. But interviews is something that they can reverse. Another thing they have included is the dependents of H-1B visa holders will also get work authorization. I thought this was long time coming because a lot of other visas categories such as L1 do have the provision for their spouses to get work authorization. So there was no reason why they did not allow that for the H-1B. So this is a long time coming in my opinion, and this is going to impact a lot of families on H-1B because now their spouses will be able to work. Now they are also going to propose removal of children aging out. Say for instance you applied for your family's green card application when your children were under 21. Now the processing time for green cards, as you know, is very long and it can go into a number of years. As per the current rules, if your child ages out in the sense that they turn 21, they are no longer eligible to be on their parents' application. They have to be on their own visa and apply for their own green card. Going forward, what they are proposing is this aging out will go away. As long as you were under 21 on your parents' green card application, then you should be fine. There is also a new provision that they are proposing that DHS will have an authority to grant green cards in certain situations. Now it is not clear at this point of time what conditions will DHS make that unanimous decision to give out green cards. Currently only the federal judges or immigration judges have that right to give out green card to certain individuals. Let's see what happens in this. It also gives provision to incentivize high wages for non-immigrants. This is to make sure that immigrants coming in also receive the same wage levels as their American citizen counterparts. This is also to protect American jobs in their opinion. And for students, there is also some provision that it will make them easier to stay back in the United States after their studies are over. Currently, they already have 1 year OPT and 2-year extension STEM OPT. It is not clear what they mean by making it easier for the graduates of US universities in the STEM to stay in the United States. So these were the 25 points. I wanted to summarize it for you. So I hope you got some information out of this. I know there is a lot of information floating out there in several different newspapers and several different sources. So I thought this concise and consolidated information will be useful for you. So if you found this video useful, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel, and I will see you in the next one.